Disclaimer: this video is for educational and historical purposes only. Finkle Winkle ch Dolly? Before I'll tell you the life story of this game little 30 pounds PW female, I'll tell you about her ability to produce winning long-winded hard-scratching game dogs, which should make any dogman proud. When bred to FWK's 1XW Dutch Maloney ch. Bert X Hall's hot load, she produced the 1x winner in 2.04 Milkman Spike, defeated KKK's champ on a hot Florida summer night, proving to be dead game by running his courtesy to collapse dead in the other's corner. After a brutal battle, he was one game brother. Milkman's Mad Max, who was never matched but sold, and vanished out of sight, and a game sister, Junkyard's Pinky, who was stolen, and 3 other males were culled at FWK's yard. When bred to Cobra's 4X winner ch. Speedy St. B's 1XW Rooster X Cobra's Mesa, she produced FWK's Jupe, a deep game winner of 2 contests. He had a game sister, Caretaker Suki, who just like Jupe died on a young age due blood cancer. 2 behes were placed by Cobra for brood, 1 male he culled, and another male was culled at the yard of the Iron Captain. When bred to Roberto and FWK ch. Ginger Brosh Handsome X Bros Neutron, she produced 2XW1XL underdogs Fred, who's showing in his last and winning match he's dead game to boot, and FWK ch. Dollison, who lost his first in a game effort to Tex-Mex ch. Bimbo, and went on to defeat 3 opponents the hard way later on in his career. His littermates and brothers Ajax Ginger Jr., and another male, who his name slipped my mind, are still alive on various yards. Their only sister Red Jackie died during a roll-do heart failure. Glad to know that she's been bred 2 more times, and that there are youngsters on the campaign trail, and old Dolly pups on the ground at here. So far about her offspring, hear the complete story how I obtained, raised, and campaigned this little pit dog. The Rosita vs. Dolly match. A classic battle. An old aunt of mine gave me a phone call about 11 years ago, and she was telling me that her son had a little pit bull pup, who was too much to handle, and if I was maybe interested to have the pup. At this moment I was loaded with dogs, and didn't have the space for even a little mouse, but to help my nephew out, I decided to go and look at the pup. Maybe it was a well-bred one, could be farmed out? When I was entering in my family's house, a Cocker Spaniel was jumping on me, and out of the living room came a very little, thin buckskin Pitbull BH running to the Cocker, and grabs him by the ear. My nephew's wife was shouting to the BH to stop, with no avail. I was laughing all the time, and released the poor Cocker. I said to my nephew, "Hell, she is a nice pup, man." His reply was that she was driving him crazy, and if it is normal for a dog to have this behavior. I told him that he doesn't have an average street mutt but a dog who was probably bred for combat purposes. He didn't like it at all, and was almost begging me to take the 4-month-old BH with me home. I asked him if he had any papers on the dog, and his wife handed me some ADBA papers which showed that this little firecracker was sired by Champion Bina, 4-time winner out of Red Danger 1XW in 2.04, dogs I had knowledge of. I was really surprised to find such a well-bred pup at this place, and left of course the house with the bitch, but not before I had released the pup again to grab the Cocker one more time. They were pissed, and I was walking to my car all the way smiling, because I had a little firecracker on my leash. Arrived at home, my wife and daughter liked the pup immediately, since she was really sweet toward people, especially children, but I had still the problem that I haven't enough room to place the pup, and was calling a friend of mine to farm the pup out. When I was on the phone, a friend of mine was entering into my house with a big 55 pounds chocolate-colored pit bull, who really pulled his leash hard. "Hell, what's that?" He was running in the streets, looking for some trouble, I guess, my friend says. I recognized this big dog as the dog which was owned by some fellas who were doing a lot of terror in the streets, and treating people with their pit bulls, the kind of holes that gave our breed such a bad reputation in our hometown. I was still on the phone, and told my friend that I had also got a big, bad male with no breeding. "Maybe you want to have him too." He said yes, bring in the dogs, which I did. The chocolate stolen dog was rolled for 45 minutes, had shown no talent at all but was to our surprise looking game, but I decided to give him to a farmer as a guard dog, and probably he's still around. Anyway, the little pup, which I decided to name Dolly, was brought to my friend, and picked up by me about 1 year later, when I heard that the owner of dogs such as Champion Harley, Champion Speedy had obtained a BH bred by Pat Patrick from St. B Kennels, and was standing open at 30 pounds. My Dolly was rolled at the early age of 10 months without my knowledge into a game Cotton's Bullet BH. Dolly killed her in 7 minutes. I rolled her into my strong Mask BH as soon as I had her back. Dolly and Mask fought for 20 minutes, both determined to wreck each other completely. I stopped the roll due to the fact that I was afraid of losing them both. Mask was matched later on against Peter Parker's 6X WGR. Ch. Rosita girl, who was going for her championship, into my dog. We lost this very hard one in 108. Both dogs had really destroyed each other and I was not to save my dog. Rosita girl had a hard time also, but finally recovered and won 3 more, one of these against Tattoo Ron's Nona in 24 minutes, also a dog of my kennels originally. I had defeated Cobra before when we were matching my Jail BH into his Red BH. I won this one in 1 hour and 50 minutes. Jail was the dam of Mask, and from the 1-times winner Gary, who had beaten Giant Kennels Bolio, a son of the famous St. Bees Dillon. We agreed with each other and a match was made, Scarface as referee. By the command let go, the dogs meet each other hard in the center of the pit. Dolly riding the head, Rosita going for the chest. Both dogs can bite hard, but Dolly seems to have the better of it. At about 30 minutes both dogs going down, Rosita comes through and goes for the chest. A turn claimed on Dolly, but even Ray Charles could see that there was in no way a turn made, and also the referee says no turn. Rosita was building up a lead now, and both going on real fast and determined. The crowd goes wild when both dogs going down again and swapping stifle holds. Rosita coming up first, rooting real deep into Dolly's chest, who is on the floor with a hold on the underjaw, unable to come up. Rosita is dragging Dolly through the pit. Dolly goes down fast now. She try hard to come up but she is not strong enough anymore. Out of frustration Dolly is crying out and one of the spectators, a well-known dogman, shout out loud that my BH is gonna die, and that I am a scumbag, or something like this. I watched my BH struggling for life, still determined to wreck the other dog, and tell Cobra that he can scratch his dog to win if he like. Dogs were broke off, and Dolly laying down, stretched out completely. I think the same nitwit shout out again, that the dog is dead. I'm quoting Earl Tudor says, "Hey, you want to see a dead dog scratch?" Rosita makes a real fast scratch, and won. Dolly soon as she was released cries for more, and was giving one of these amazing, stumbling, deep game, wide open courtesy scratches. The crowd was going wild, Rosita the winner in 110. Several fanciers told me afterwards that they had just saw the best match of their life. I was driving home with a badly wounded dog who had lost but who had satisfied me completely. I was bringing home the real McCoy, a damn little game bulldog which makes me proud to own. Rosita was sold to Bad Boys Kennels and won 2 more in short order, a real good fighting dog, who had showed to be a game one also in her first match. Bryant SCH Ben X O'Neill's Red Danger equals FWK. S. Dolly. Gonzalez no regrets, X Patrick's Rose equals Cobra S, BB, S, CH, Rosita. P.S. About that stolen dog we had, I think snitches and dog thieves are the lowest kind of scum in the sport. And I don't have any compassion for this kind of people, but let me tell you all this, when some idiots are running in the street with our breed of dogs, don't hesitate to take these dogs away from them before somebody gets killed. By Finkle Winkle.